Laugh out loud, it's the place to be, where geeky minds meet so naturally. From pixel legends to blockbuster heart, dive right in, let's set this vibe apart.
Yes, laugh out loud. It's the place to chill, where Ben and Mike are getting over the hill.
What'd you say?
There's Sonny boy, that's right.
We're gonna be
Not
talking
sure.
some about some of these newfangled movie thingies today. But they're moving pictures. They got them in color now. I can't believe it. These kids, they're coming up with the strangest things.
When I was your age, I needed to download this stuff.
I heard that one day you'll be able to watch this in your home. Right now we have to go to the theater.
Do you have a home? Because I don't have one.
I was watching, they take these old movies and they run them through AI now. Like, I'm talking like home movies that they've made like in the 30s and stuff. And the AI will like clean them up and colorize them. And it looks so freaky when you're watching it because it's like, it looks like they could have went out today and recorded it. I was watching something that was like Depression era Chicago. And I'm like, it's amazing when you colorize it and they add some sound effects to it to make it like, cause they were probably silent to begin with, but they added sound effects and it makes it like just, you could actually sit there for 5 minutes and watch like somebody's home movie that they do, like from Chicago in 1930, whatever.
Well, that's a start. I mean, next step after this is they're just going to resurrect the actors and have them refilm it.
Oh, they already have the technology to do that. The only thing that's stopping it is all legal.
So they can actually bring people back to life, so they have to film their movie again.
Oh no, they can't do that, but they could virtually bring them back to life. Like they did that with one of the Star Wars movies. They brought back Peter Cushing, I think. Is that the guy's name? The guy who played he played like Admiral whatever on yeah. Oh man, I'm so rusty on Star Wars and I don't care. I was like watching what was I watching? I was watching something today where they were talking about like how it's such a beat up franchise and how Disney just like beat the living shit out of it. And I'm like, yeah, they kind of like they took what used to be 3 great movies and turned it into like a dozen just movies.
Yep. There's just so much stuff going on in that series now. I don't know how anyone keeps track of it.
Yeah. Yep. It's I don't know. I think if I were to show somebody like this, like, hey, let me show you Star Wars, I'd be like, just watch these 3 movies and just like forget the other ones are there.
Yeah.
Like, even though like one of them's like actually decent, don't even bother with that one either. Just screw them all. Just like
Perfect.
the TV show, screw that too. Screw them all.
Let's get started here. We got to get rolling because we got a bunch of movies. We talked about 3. We actually decided to do 4, or maybe it's 5. I can't be stuck in the number.
We're up to 5 now.
5. Well, 4.5 because technically one's a Ben does it, so you don't have to. So I didn't do it. So that's 4.5. So we have 4.5 movies to go over tonight.
Yep.
So we're gonna get started though, but before we get started with that, Ben, you know what we got. You're looking forward to this. Is your favorite part of your show. Let's talk about boom, the Bloomin' News. And I want to show you something, Ben. Okay. This is their logo. Okay.
Logo, or is that the current, or it's always been the logo?
That's basically their logo. What do you see in the B?
Pair of legs. An ass.
That's an interesting way to look. I should have thought of you would say something like that. Okay, what letter do you see in the B?
I see a 3.
Just turn your head sideways.
An M.
There you go. B for beanie and M in the B. That's the BM show right there. They are down with the BM show. That's awesome. So I wanted to point that out. So
I thought the thing in the B was some subtle sexuality thrown in there that your brain would catch, but you won't notice it was there unless you're looking for it.
of course you do.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what's happened. Probably the people who come to this, like in the group, probably already know this, but it's worth mentioning. They did win the Women of the Year award, Billboard's Philippines Women of the Year. They're the second winners of it. It was presented by Sarah Geronimo, which is interesting because not only does Beanie have a song that is going to live in my head for eternity, Sarah Geronimo has a song that will live in my head for eternity. They are the second winners of it. The first one was Sarah Geronimo. So congratulations to them, 2025 Philippine Women of the Year, according to Billboard. Boom, that's awesome.
So does that mean is that next year they're the ones who are going to be giving out the award to whoever wins?
Not necessarily, because Sarah Geronimo got it back in like early 2000s.
Oh, because okay, I thought it was like whoever the old winner was the one who like gave to the new winner.
Yeah, it's probably what it's going to be, but we now have to find out who's the third winner is going to be. So that's coming down the pipes eventually soon. We'll find out.
They do that in pageants, like last year's winner or whatever pageant, like hands they hand something over to the winner. Like sometimes it's flowers, sometimes they're the one who hands the crown over. It depends on who's running it.
So we'll see what happens there. Also, for those of you that are struggling with relationships, you may want to go to this. They actually did their first Love Doctor episode. Here, I don't even know if sound goes. I don't think sound goes through, but so it give you something to watch. This actually came across my Facebook in an interesting way because they cut it up a bit and put scenes of it. And
The one in the blue's cute.
okay, all right, so that's fun. Wait, the one that you mean that's in all blue?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting because I mentioned that's actually my favorite member of the group. But anyway, you made me. Oh yes, there was a part of it that actually caught my attention. Normally, I wouldn't watch something like this, but there's a part that caught my attention that made me want to see it. I actually did sit down and watch it. It wasn't bad, but I had to see what happened around that specific part. However, if you're looking for just want to listen to them, there you go. Take a listen to it. You may enjoy it. Also for you, Ben, here they are at the ABS CBN Ball 2025, all decked out for those that I know are big on like the visuals and everything of the group. So they dressed up for that event. So also they still have their world tour going on. So if you haven't gotten tickets, you probably are going to want to get on that soon because I hear a lot of places are selling out. So that's everything we have for Beanie tonight. Now, we're going to transition to something kind of new. So we are going to talk about a new group. This is the news called The Bandmaid's Tale. What you need to know is going on with Bandmaid. And Ben, I want to ask you a question.
What?
What's Bandmaid's initials?
BM?
There you go. Bandmaid is also down with the BM show. Isn't that ironic?
Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day.
And that song is actually in no way ironic in what bit. I could tell you line by line how that song's not ironic. We'll save that for another time. Let's talk about Bandmaid. Bandmaid actually put out a brand new song recently called Ready to Rock. And this song is actually awesome because Bandmaid's I've been following Bandmaid for 10 years now, I believe, or so.
Yeah, you're a big fan of them. I know that.
I remember I actually went to 2015. I was in Japan. We don't need the closed captions. I was in Japan and I picked up Made in Japan. 2016, I was actually there to pick up Brand New Made the day before it actually came out. They actually put it on the shelves and I picked it up and they're like, "Oh, you can't get it yet, but we'll give it to you." So so I've been listening to a while and their sounds kind of changed quite a bit, but this got back to where they're actually this and recently actually maybe to say it gotten back to where I feel like they're more in the shredding phase than the darker hard phase. And I actually really like the shredding phase because they are so talented and they probably have like the greatest guitarist drummer combo going that I think I've seen in a very long time. So Ready to Rock, definitely, if you haven't heard it yet, if you haven't heard Bandmade yet, if you're into rock music, and you want to hear some darn good like guitar playing and everything, this is something you'll probably want to check out. So that's everything that I'm going to cover. So
Except for the
hopefully,
blooping news and the bandmaid's tales.
yep. So if you hopefully you'll find something that's to your liking in music. But if you didn't, you know what else you could find that's maybe to your liking, Ben?
Um, some good deals on games, maybe?
That's right. Some good deals on games. And what genre do you like? And what do you want to play? Let me help you save what you got to pay. So let's talk about games, deals, free stuff, all the good things going on. And let's start with our classic. Ben, can we get the Adam Sandler voice for this one?
A set? Oh shit.
No, dude, the site that I'm on.
Oh, epic. No.
Epic Games.
Okay.
So let's talk about what's free on Epic Games. Now, there's a couple things I'm leaving off the list that are coming soon because it looks like they're just free stuff anyway that's just coming out for the first time. So right now, what's free? Last week it was Cat Quest. This week it's Cat's Quest 2.
Can't
Which,
do.
thank you, Adam Sandler.
I didn't remember how to do it. I'm like, I haven't done it in a while.
See, Cat Quest 2. That's not even close.
Epic Games.
So, so Cat Quest. This is actually if you have a friend, which might be a stretch these days, but if you have a friend that's local, this is actually a two-player game. You can play it also single player as well too. And the video just like ended. Okay, so we'll just start another video. I really recommend, like I said, Cat Quest 1 was great. I recommend Cat Quest 2 as well too. I don't think you'll see Cat Quest 3 anytime soon because that one is recent. So that's probably not going to go free. But pick this up. This one's free right now and give it a try. And if you have a friend handy, have them jump in as well too. Matt and I have done this remote play over Steam and we had a really good time. Coming up for Epic Games is River City Girls, which if you're River City's,
Free already?
I don't think so. This looks shows as buy now, but this will be free coming on Thursday. So if you haven't picked this up yet and you're a River City fan, it's coming free. You might just want to pick it up. And I love how all the videos just seem to end when I go to them. That's great. So that's really it for Epic Games. There's a couple other things that are free, but they're free anyway. So, you can discover those if you want to, which will now take us to Prime Gaming. And Prime Gaming did it again. This time it wasn't Wolfenstein. First one up is Minecraft Legends. I've never played a Minecraft game, so I'm not sure how Legends is different than Minecraft. But if you're in the know with Minecraft and you haven't picked up Legends, go for it. It's free. Here it is on PC. If you're upset because you're like, oh, they never give me any sort of representation, well, shut up. Here it is on Xbox as well too. So go ahead. If you're a Minecraft fan, you know what you're doing right now. Also free on Prime Games. If you have been paying attention, this is interesting. Mafia 3 Definitive Edition. And this is actually the third Mafia that's been free through GOG in the past, 7 months on Prime Gaming. And this probably, I think, is the whole series by now. I don't know if there's more Mafia games than 3. So if you've been keeping up, you'll have the complete collection when you get this one. If not, you can at least get 3 and shoot some people. Also free on Prime Gaming, Gravity Circuit. If you do not pick up this game, please send me your address so I can come over to your house and beat you on the head with your keyboard because this game is phenomenal. If you are a Mega Man fan, you want this game. I am not even a Mega Man fan, and I loved this game even more than like Mega Man games that I played. Ben, I know, is a Mega Man fan because he actually has alternate lyrics to one of the Mega Man 2 songs. So Ben will
Are they really alternate lyrics if it never had lyrics to begin with?
Ben has made up lyrics for it. So Ben will probably be picking this up if he hasn't done that already.
I just went and I picked up a bunch of stuff on Sunday. Like I
Hopefully you got
I went through all the stores.
okay. And I really recommend for you definitely give this game a try. Also free on Prime Gaming is Paleo Pines, where you ride dinosaurs. These are probably the dinosaurs that you breeded in Jurassic Park Evolution way back. Well, they got cute and now you can actually play them in this. So if you want to ride dinosaurs, you now have the opportunity to do so free without having to go back in time. Also, finally on Prime Gaming, you have Clouds and Sheep 2. So you've got clouds and the majority of the people in the world. This looks like this is some sort of simulator adventure game. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what goes on in it. If you think it's cute, play it. Tell us, please. Let us know what this game is all about. So that's it for all the free stuff. Now let's talk about bundles. Let's start with Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle has a fellow traveler publisher bundle. Make sure pay at least $12 for all of these games. If you and also watch out, you got one that's a coupon. Now I think what happens if we go down to 9? So we got what, 9 titles in this? You drop down to 8. Oh, you still have that coupon, so you do lose one of the titles. Oh, you lose the Times and Galaxies. But if you know any of these titles, you could pick it up and pick up some other titles and give them all a try and see what you think. Also on Humble Bundle is the Armor Games Bundle. Pay $17 for these 10 titles. So again, if you see anything on here that you might know or see something that you're curious about, $17 isn't too bad for that. Moving to Fanatical, we have the bill or premium collection, 3 games for $9.99. A lot of these, I believe, are indie games, but indie games do some pretty awesome stuff. So if you want to pick up some indie games, there's one that's a double pack. If you want to pick up some indie games, this is a good way to save some money and do so. Finally, because it is a bundle, if you have too much money in your life, you can do the mystery egg bundle. You could even buy 25 keys that you had no idea what you're getting for $16. I don't know who that sounds like a deal to, but I'm sure there's somebody right now that's like, oh my gosh, I gotta get them. If you do get them, let us know in the comments what you actually get out of this. So that's everything for what's going to save you money this time around. So happy shopping.
All right. That was actually quite informative, quick, to the point. Good job.
Thank you very much. I will collect my prize. Maybe I'll be the 2026 Billboard Philippine Woman of the Year for that performance.
One can only hope.
We'll find out.
Oh man. So we got movies up the wazoo.
Yes, I believe one of them that you watched yourself.
Yeah.
Are
So
you ready for jingle first?
yes, go to the jingle.
So it sucks or something that you don't want to do. Well, guess what? Ben does it, so you don't have to.
So this week is going to be a Ben did it, and you might want to, because this was actually a bit of a pleasure, especially since after watching that other musical that she was in. All right. Funny Face is a 1957 American musical romantic comedy directed by Stanley Donen, starring Audrey Hepburn and Fred Astaire. The story follows Jo Stockton, played by Audrey Hepburn, a shy intellectual working girl. When I say working girl, she had a job. Okay, let's try this again. A strong intellectual who works at a New York City bookstore who gets discovered by a fashion photographer played by Fred Astaire, and whisked away to Paris to become a model. As she navigates the glamorous world of hottie culture and romance, my God, they use these French words. Haughty couture, a romance blossoms, featuring songs by George and Ira Gershwin and visuals inspired by fashion photographer Richard Avedon. The film is celebrated for its Technicolor style and Hepburn's iconic wardrobe by Givenchy. This movie was so much fun. I say I was gonna go and play something from it. Let me play something from it if I can get this working. Where are we?
Is that working, Ben? I just have a question about it because you said working girl, but you said she's not a working girl in that aspect. But then you said she works for a bookstore. Is an adult bookstore.
No, this is she literally okay. So in the movie, she starts off and she is literally like just some nerd working at a bookstore. That's all she is. And okay, so when the movie starts off, you really get the impression that this is going to be the musical version of The Devil Wears Prada. Like it starts off and it shows like this woman who's like she runs a fashion magazine and she's kind of like you get the impression that she's kind of hard to deal with. But as the movie progresses, like that's the hardest this whole movie gets. There's actually no girl who's on the screen right now. She's the one who I like, oh, this whole movie's gonna be how this woman's a bitch. And it's not. It's not. The first 5 minutes, she's the bitch. You find out that she's not really a bitch. She's just one of those people like she has an idea in her head and we're gonna do this. I don't care what mountains we gotta move to make this happen. This is happening because I want to do it. And she goes into Audrey Hepburn's bookstore that she worked at, and they take over the whole bookstore. And the whole time they're like, well, we can't just have you standing around here not doing anything. Go and hold these books and stand in the background or something. And then Fred Astaire's character, who's right there in the middle, he's like, she's actually really pretty. And they give her a makeover and they make her look like, how Audrey Hepburn normally looks. And she becomes like a model and they go to Paris, but because she is an intellectual, they sell her okay, she doesn't wanna be the model, she doesn't wanna do the job. And they said, "Well, we're going to Paris," and all of a sudden, a light bulb, like, pops in her head because her favorite philosopher is gonna happen to be at Paris at the same time. So she makes a deal with him, like, "If I can go see my philosopher, I'll go with you and do your modeling thing." So that's how they get her to go along, and, it's a whole thing where it's a love story. Many of the reviews say that the movie is kind of short on story, which it kind of is, but it's really fun. It's a fun movie. Fred Astaire, he's a great dancer, and Audrey Hepburn is a trained dancer. So there's got like a bunch of dance numbers in this that are just fun to watch. And so basically, like we did another musical, and neither one of us really got into it. My Fair Lady. We should have done this one instead because this one, like I said, is actually fun to watch.
So if
Eh,
you're not a musical fan, do you think that it's stomachable enough to watch?
If say someone like say your date, like say your girlfriend wants to watch a musical, this would be like a fun one to throw on because, like I said, it's fun because of the dancing and the musical numbers are fun. Fred Astaire is having a fun time. You could tell, when you watch a movie or a TV show and you could tell they're having fun making it. You could tell he's having a ball. Audrey's having a ball too. She's having a great time, and it
So
just
let me cut in for a sec. Of course, Fred Astaire is having a good time because if you watched that scene a second ago, he had Santa Claus behind him. So I mean, I have fun when I'm chilling with Santa Claus, and she's
Yeah.
chilling on Pegasus. She's Clash of the Titans right there.
I know. Here's the stairs, and this might have been used in the Joker. It's not in the Joker movie, but it looked like the stairs from the Joker movie. And this is him just going downstairs over and over and over. And now he's going upstairs.
When you after you go down, you got to go up.
You got to go up.
That's the laws of physics right there, people. This movie is scientifically correct.
It's scientifically correct. I was okay. This is a little off topic, but it goes back to Audrey in a second. I was looking. I was watching something about the Brady Bunch, and they showed Maureen McCormick, who played the older sister Marcia, and I'm like, you know what? She is just not just hot for the '60s. She's just hot. And I think to me, Audrey is the same thing. She's not just hot for the '40s, '50s. She's just a pretty woman who is like timeless. Because sometimes you get these women, like you see, like, oh, she was the hottest woman of her era, and you're looking at her, it's like, oh, she's all right, but today, no. And I think these are women who can like hold it up if they were like around even today, is my point.
Gotcha.
I don't even know if are we still on the musical number? Yeah, Bonjour Paris. This is the big musical number in the movie. They get off the plane, they're all exhausted and like, I'm going to my hotel, I'm going to bed, and they all go sightseeing and then they run into each other right here in the elevator at the Eiffel Tower. And they're like, I thought you were going to bed. I thought you were going to bed. I'm not going to bed.
But is Audrey singing here?
She actually sings in this movie.
Oh, she does. Oh, wow.
She does. Yeah, that's why I'm saying this is a better movie for an Audrey Hepburn experience and a musical experience. And like I said, look at the smile on her face. She's having a ball. She's loving this.
That's how big the paycheck was.
It's how big the paycheck was. Here she is in the bookstore. This is where this is one of the funny scenes when she's in the bookstore. She's like just this nerdy girl, and these people take over her work. They take over her place of business.
Gotcha.
And a little plug there for the person who put the video together. Yeah. So if there's any other questions you have about it, we might actually be done with this movie.
So Ben did it, and he says that you should as well too.
Yes, it was in fact a marvelous time, as this says right here.
That's
Yeah, like I said, I thought it was a fun movie. It was I had a good time watching it, and I would watch it again.
okay. Perfect. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for making that sacrifice so that we didn't have to, but it sounds like we're gonna have to, courtesy of you. So thanks a lot, Ben.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. It's literally the scene that we just watched, except now it just has words on top of everything.
Actually, I wonder if the words actually appeared there, and then with current technology, we're able to take them out of reality so that they're not there anymore.
This is
Is this going to Staying Alive all of a sudden? What am I watching now?
This is her big musical number. This is her big dance number in the movie where she's doing experimental 1957 hippie dancing. And here they are at the bookstore. And this is when they say, okay, you're going to be in a shot. You just stand down here. And then this is her saying, I don't want to be a model. And they're like saying they're going to cut her hair and do all this stuff to her. And here's here's the love story where Fred Astaire will do his musical number where he does a dance number too, because it's Fred Astaire. And,
The experimental dancing, I was waiting for Ted Stryker to come out.
start playing Staying Alive.
Exactly. I mean, that's what that's the bar it looked like they were in.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's really
he's the one that stabbed the guy in the back.
These are like big scenes in the movie. They're just giving it all away. Okay.
There you go. So now Ben did it, so you don't have to because Ben showed you the trailer and you saw it all now.
Yeah. They don't get married, by the way. I'm ruining that. But
It's
a photo shoot. What's that?
It's marvelous, just like s'mores.
Yeah, it's marvelous.
So people eat s'mores while you watch Funny Face.
And that there is Funny Face, like I said, with Audrey Hepburn, Fred Astaire, and Kate Thomas, I think was the other one. Yeah, Thompson. Kate Thompson.
All right, so we got some other movies to discuss tonight.
Yeah, they're not all in this division, unfortunately, but
So tonight is actually a same, different.
yep.
In addition to Should Your Mother.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot to get to. So, do you want to just jump into the next part?
Let's jump into the same, different now. What movies are we talking about for this one?
We are talking about Dangerous Liaisons and Cruel Intentions.
Sweet. Let's get the first one rolling.
Okay, let me get the video playing so we have something to look at while I'm talking. Dangerous Liaisons is a 1988 period drama directed by Stephen Friars, based on the 18th century French novel Les Liaisons Dangereuses. Oh my God, my grandfather would be rolling in his grave if you hear my French. The film stars Glenn Close and John Malkovich as former lovers who manipulate others for sport, targeting the innocent and the virtuous in a pre-revolutionary French era, with the cast including Michelle Pfeiffer, Uma Thurman, and Keanu Reeves. The film explores themes of seduction, revenge, and emotional cruelty. It won 3 Academy Awards and remains a definitive adaptation of the classic tale of aristocratic manipulation.
So this is based on a book called Le Croissant de la Catesson.
Yes.
Got it. Perfect. All right. Tell me about it, Ben. What do you think?
Oh, you want me to go? Oh, am I supposed to go first?
Yeah, you go first here. I go first on the next one.
Okay. So the thing that got me in this movie is they did something I never ever thought would be possible. They made Uma Thurman the hottest girl in the movie. She literally is the hottest chick in the whole movie, and it's also you get to see more of her than you normally would get to see in this movie. Um, Glenn Close, they are playing like she's ridiculously hot. She is not.
Mm.
I don't know why this guy would like be obsessed with her enough to like do this for her. It was a good movie. I think it's well acted. I like the costumes are really good. It really feels like you're in that era. I couldn't remember who any of the names were, so I literally just in my mind kept using the names that they have in Cruel Intentions, which we'll get to, and you'll know why in a second. Uh, and I just yeah, I thought it was a well acted movie. Is John Malkovich got his signature all over, where it's got that kind of feel to it, where it's very artsy because he's like in all these artsy films. Um, yeah, and it was interesting, like trying to figure out who's who. Like I was surprised to see Keanu Reeves in it. Michelle Pfeiffer. I didn't I knew that she played that part, and I didn't even know it was Uma Thurman until like I'm watching it, and I'm like, why does she look familiar? And I'm like, holy shit, it's Uma Thurman. A young Uma Thurman. She looks like she must be like 18, 19 years old. So, what do you think, Mike?
Okay. So I always believed in the three strike rule. Okay. So first off, this movie is a subject matter that I really don't care about. I did when I was 20, but now I just don't care. Second off, this takes place in a era which I couldn't give a left crap about. I do not like this time of the world at all. I have no interest in seeing anything about it. Third strike. It's weird. First off, seeing John Malkovich as basically, I don't know, say a playboy, but I think that I did not like any of the actors in this except for Michelle Pfeiffer being in that type of role. With saying that, I can't hate this movie. I actually enjoyed it, even though it has those three strikes. I actually enjoyed watching this movie and seeing how everything was going to play out. It's bizarre, and I don't know why. It's not probably something I'm going to watch again.
It's
But
I will tell you why you enjoyed it. You'll enjoy it. You enjoyed it for the same reason I enjoyed it. It taps into that part of your personality that you never tap into, or you are you can look at it and think of well, if I was a sadistic asshole piece of shit human being,
mm. Well,
would I do what they're doing now?
well, the thing is, you hit something that you couldn't explain, which was the reason why he would want Glenn Close's character. And the movie is 100% about power and
Yep.
one upping the person that you're going against, while not seeming like you're going against that. It's a whole keep your friends close and enemies closer. And I think one of the greatest scenes in this whole movie is the part where he said, if you don't do this now, it's war. And she said, therefore, it's war. Whatever, however she worded it. That is such a massive scene in this whole movie that just takes everything and just meshes it together so darn well that
Mhm.
everything you're interested in where this stuff is going to go. So I never thought this is a movie I'd watch ever. I've heard of it, but I'm glad I watched it. I'm not going to probably watch it again, but it was worth that watch. And even if this is something that you're not into, I still recommend give it a go, because like me, you might end up being surprised at what you find.
Yeah, and then the movie is yeah, like I said, it taps into the inner thing that we all like, we push back the negative part of our personality and, but this allows that to come out and play for a little bit because you can live through Glenn Close and John Malkovich being total douchebags.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves was still Ted though.
What's that?
Keanu Reeves was still Ted though.
I know. He's always Keanu Reeves no matter what movie he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's like, oh, you even referred to him as, like, what his character name is. He's just it's Keanu Reeves.
Well, I just called him Ted. I mean, it's Ted.
It's just Ted. You call him from a character he played in a different movie.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, stop that one. Okay, so basically, I think at this point, why don't we say what would you say? Yes,
Yep.
thumbs up to this one.
Yep.
I would definitely say yes, thumbs up as well too. Just remember, it's probably going to be a one-time watch, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Alright. Alright,
Next one.
you ready? Alright.
I am so ready.
I was about to start doing it and you started talking. Cruel Intentions is a 1999 drama that is a take also of the same story as Liaisons Dangeresses. I'm butchering that. It's a retelling of the same story as Dangerous Liaison, except this one stars Sarah Michelle Gellar as a manipulative Catherine and Ryan Felipe as her stepbrother Sebastian. The two make a bet involving the school's.
Ben, sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you here, but the video is not playing.
Oh,
Can't see it.
oh, I'm sorry.
There you go. Sorry.
Let's try this again. Sarah Michelle Gellar stars as the manipulative Catherine, while Ryan Felipe plays her stepbrother Sebastian. The two make a bet involving the school's headmaster's daughter, played by Reese Witherspoon, triggering a series of games, betrayals, and revelations. Though divisive at release, the film gained a cult status for its sharp writing, dark tone, and iconic late 90s soundtrack. Is this your movie to do first?
Yes, it is.
Go right ahead.
Okay. So, Cruel Intentions. When I was growing up, my family, and mainly my father, he drilled something into my head that is a very good fact of life. He said, if you don't have anything nice to say about something, don't say anything at all. So with that, Ben, but wait. Okay, all right, hold on. So then I realized we're on a podcast. So I do need to talk about it. So let me start by saying I hate this movie. I hate this movie with every fiber of my being. So instead of telling you why I hate this movie, I'm going to tell you my experience about watching the movie.
Okay.
I watched about, I guess it was a third of it. I got to the part where I think they were in the swimming pool. At this point, I want to take a moment to thank Nintendo for making a video game system that not only plays on a TV, but can play in the palm of your hands. Because that's what I started doing. However,
Your Switch.
I'm talking about the Switch, yes. However, after about 5 minutes of playing, I realized I could still hear this movie. So at that point, I went and clicked mute on the TV. I felt a little bit better at that point. 10 minutes or so went by, and I realized that this movie's on mute. It's still running. I'm playing Mario and Luigi, but I could still sense that the movie was on.
Mm.
And this was a problem. So I know that our goal is to finish the movie. So I did what any normal, intelligent person would do to fulfill that. I grabbed the little slider at the bottom, slid it to the credits 10 seconds to the end where you see the logos come up in every movie, played it there, let it run out. It stopped. I technically finished the movie. I will never go back and watch this. This movie is doggy poo that is topped by cat vomit and tomatoes. And I hate tomatoes. So here's what I recommend everyone do. If you have this movie, which is funny because I knew about this movie based off the cover, and back then I said I will never watch this movie ever in my life. Then this episode comes up. So if you have a copy of this movie, I request that you mail it to me so that I can burn it and take the evil spirits of this garbage out of existence. And I know some of you are going to say, well, I don't have a physical copy. I have a digital copy. I recommend you send me your computer or tablet or whatever it's on, and I will burn those two just to be safe. Because I don't want this movie existing to where somebody down the line goes through and says, well, let's see what type of movies they watch and sees this garbage. And I said enough.
All right. Well, this movie came out in 1996, and I was 16 at the time, and I thought this was one of the greatest movies ever made. I loved it. I loved everything that we loved about Dangerous Liaisons. I loved about this because I never heard of Dangerous Liaisons until after I watched this movie first. And I didn't even watch Dangerous Liaisons until we did it for the show. Um, but I love the fact that, like, the scheming of it and the whole thing of, like, I thought Sarah Michelle Gellar was amazing. I saw her in this before I saw her in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I thought she was just I just really at the time, enjoyed the movie. But, after seeing the one that it's based off of, I can see that it's not as good as the original Dangerous Liaisons is, and I can see that they're I can see beat for beat what they're trying to copy, and there's certain things that I think one movie might have did better than the other, but for the most part, Dangerous Liaison's probably a better movie. I do like the soundtrack in Cruel Intentions. The soundtrack's got some really, really good songs on it, I think. That really I think whoever was the sound person who picked the music for it, he did a really good job because that's one of the things the movie has is the soundtrack, I think is really good. What do you think of the soundtrack? Did you like the soundtrack?
I didn't like anything on it. So that should tell you.
So, no, you didn't like the soundtrack. Okay.
Oh, I don't want to plug that. I didn't like the actors either. So,
Reese
just to get
Witherspoon
the
is, like, one of the biggest actresses out there. She's done, like, a whole bunch of movies. In fact, this is where she met her husband, Ryan Phillippe. They met on set, doing this movie.
this actually evidently has sequels.
Oh, yeah. There's 2 sequels. Then I think they did a remake, or they tried to make a TV show. They tried to make a TV show out of this at least twice, maybe 3 times. And it ended up becoming, like, the first attempt at least became the first sequel to it, and then they did a second sequel. And the sequels suck. They're just horrible. They're one of the sequels you get some.
Stop the stuff. Stop
Oh,
the video.
okay, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
there you go.
One of the sequels, if you're into twins, you could see a pair of twins, with their twins out.
Hmm.
That's that's it, man. There's a highlight of the sequels.
So what you're saying is if I didn't like this one,
You're
the
definitely not
other
gonna like
two don't have a chance.
yeah, the sequels don't have a chance.
All right,
Seth's watching this movie and be a 16-year-old boy, with his hormones all raging and thinking, in order for you to think that this is okay.
clean up on aisle 10.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's Cruel Intentions. So you don't recommend it?
I would rather instead of sticking my thumb down, I'd rather stick my thumb down the garbage disposal than recommend anyone watch this movie again. Or ever, period.
I'm gonna I'm gonna have to say thumbs up because this is actually one of my all-time favorites, at least it was, until you shit all over it. Whereas I looking at it, like, I thought it was a sexy movie. In fact, I remember when I did watch it, I did say that this is the sexiest movie I've ever seen where there's no nudity in it.
I'm gonna kind of change my opinion. I want to give this movie a thumbs up thanks to Mario and Luigi. But that's it.
It's a great game. It's a great game playing movie. You can
If
put it on while you're playing a game.
if you can stand knowing that it's playing in the background, which I really couldn't, then I would recommend watching this movie so that you can find a game to play and not pay attention to the movie.
Mm. Well, so that's that movie. Are we going on the round 4 here?
Let's go on to the next one.
All right. PCU is a 1994 satirical college comedy directed by Hart Brockner, set in a fictional Port Chester University in Connecticut, by the way. The
Video.
plot follow. What's that?
Video.
Oh, jeez, dude. First time we've ever done video. You gotta keep stopping me for it. All right. The plot follows a high school senior visiting campus who gets caught in the crossfire of campus politics, protests, and an epic party led by a group of misfits in the outlawed pit house. Jeremy Piven stars as the laid-back leader Draws. Once panned by critics, the film has since earned a cult following for its tongue-in-cheek commentary on political correctness and campus culture. Is this mine or yours? It's mine, right?
This is yours to start.
I remember watching this movie back when it first came out, again in the 90s, and thinking this movie was phenomenal. I thought it was so funny. It had a lot of great moments in it. It kind of made me worried about going to college, and then I went to community college, so I didn't see anything like this. But I remembered lines from it. I was actually talking to somebody. We were at the breakfast, and I was talking about how, like, oh, my other podcast, we were doing these movies, and we're doing PCU, and he starts quoting movie like lines from the movie to me, and I'm quoting lines of the movie back to him. So it was like it's one of those movies like you never know who's seen it, but like people who've seen it, like they all seem to love it, and it's just a good time. It is like it's the 90s version of Animal House.
Mm.
Is really the best way of describing it. And also, if you've never heard of George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic, man, oh man, what a way to introduce it to you. Because this is how I learned about George Clinton. And yeah, George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic, totally awesome. So there you go.
Okay, so I absolutely love this movie. I think what's really interesting about this movie is there's two levels to it. There's the comedy aspect that makes it just a fun movie, just a general to watch. And then there's all the satire and all the politically correct stuff, which back then was it wasn't something that you really thought about. But if you take it now to this era, you can see how much of this it kind of got right with the whole politically correctness. I think this is one of those movies that is destined to live on because it seems like, yeah, like you said, anybody who's seen it loves it. I have never heard somebody say I hate PCU. And
Yeah.
so I think even you could watch this 25, 50 years down the line and it's still going to have some relevance to it, and it's still going to be just a blast to watch. So I would 100% recommend if you haven't seen this movie, you need to see this movie.
Mm.
So,
It's got great wisdom in it. No classes before 11.
well, I think the biggest line in the whole movie is when he says, "It used to be us against them, now it's us against us." And that's really, being a comedy movie, that just hit what is going on with society today, is
Yeah.
that it is us against us.
Yeah. No,
So,
and that's why I think like it still resonates today as like in the comedy parts like you were seeing right now, people getting blown up because of like what's wrong with the sound equipment.
hmm.
This is literally like scene for scene the last trailer we just watched too. These people they don't update the trailers at all. Uh,
And it does have the best band name that's ever existed.
Tonight at the pit, everyone gets laid.
Yep.
David Spade's in it. This is like one of his first movies.
Hmm. Yeah, it's got a lot of big people in it.
Yeah, a lot of people before they were really big, like Jeremy Piven became like a much bigger star after this movie came out.
Mhm. Yeah.
This is when he was kind of like barely known.
Hmm. Yeah. So I would definitely say 7,000 thumbs up for this one. And now we're on. Well, that was Married with Children. That was weird.
Because this is a TV spot for it.
Gotcha.
Somebody recorded it right off their VCR. I had something else I wanted to add in about this, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe I'll remember later then. Like when I first saw this, I think it was something about when I first saw the movie
Uh-huh.
or how I first saw the movie. I forget what it was. It's not that important.
And don't forget Johnny Arcade is in it.
Yep. Johnny Arcade,
Mhm.
our dream guest.
Yes, exactly. Hopefully you'll hear this and he'll be like, I got to be on that show.
Yeah.
About the experience at PCU.
Yep, I gotta be in the bowel movement show.
So Ben, what's your thought? What's your feelings on it? Should we
Yep.
bother?
You definitely should watch PCU if you've never seen it. Oh, I found that's what I wanted to mention. I found this at Goodwill. I
Mm,
bought it for $1. PCU has never been released on Blu-ray and has been out of print on DVD for over a decade.
uh-huh.
It is if you go on eBay right now, you'll find this movie for $20
Hmm.
used. You might find it for cheaper for that, but I've seen it for $20 on eBay, and I got it for $1 at Goodwill. So that was like this movie was a find.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
And I've actually seen it in Goodwill since since I first found it. I probably should have bought it again so I could sell it, but I'm getting tired of selling stuff on eBay. It's a big rigmarole. What are your thoughts? Yay or nay?
I said 7,000 thumbs up for me.
Oh, you did say it. Okay, yep.
Yeah, definitely like one of the best movies ever.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, this is like I said, it's an updated version of Animal House in a lot of ways. It's a raunchy comedy. There's actually no nudity in it. It's raunchy in just the subject matter. They talk about drugs, but they don't show them drinking, or they don't show them taking drugs. They do show them drinking,
Yeah,
but and they show the cigarettes are everywhere. But
yeah,
back in the '90s, like high schoolers smoked. Everybody smoked.
yeah. And don't be that guy.
Yeah, don't be the guy at the concert wearing the same T-shirt. All right.
All right, so we got one more to go.
Yep. We're gonna just
We didn't announce this one, so this is gonna be a shock. Go for it.
all right. Oh, let's zip it. What's that?
It's not playing yet.
Oh yeah, you want to play it while I'm doing it. Well, I was gonna introduce it first.
Okay, that's fine. Introduce it. That'll make it better.
Okay, so let's zippity do this. Zippity doo. I almost called the movie Zippity Doo. That's what it's known for. Song of the South is a 1946 live action animated hybrid movie from the Walt Disney Company. Song of the South tells the story of a young boy named Johnny who moves in with his grandmother's plantation and is guided by a warm storytelling Uncle Remus. Though through animated tales of Burr Rabbit, Johnny learns moral lessons about life and courage. I can start playing it now since I introduced the movie. Uh, Through the animated tales of Burr Rabbit, Johnny learns the lessons about life and courage. The film introduced the famous Zippity Doodah and earned James Baskett a special Oscar for his performance. He's the one who played Uncle Remus. Despite its historical significance, it has long been criticized for its portrayal of race and has never been officially released on home video in the US. How did I watch it? How did Mike watch it? That last line, it has never officially been released on home video in the US. I have a Blu-ray from Spain.
Yes, and I actually flew to Spain to watch it.
Yes, he flew to Spain to watch it.
Yes.
This movie, okay.
Wait, don't I get to start?
Yes, please do. Please do. I don't know what to say.
I don't get maybe I just don't get the how they're saying this is like the most racist movie. I mean I don't think it portrays a race in like extreme bad way. I mean some things I'm sure are embellished a lot, especially with it, but it is taking place in the South. But I don't see them like doing like making anyone look bad in general. So I'm just super confused as to why it's gotten the label that it's got. Now, I don't think I didn't really enjoy watching it. It's definitely not something I'm ever gonna want to watch again. But I don't see the why people are so offended with it. So I'd love to hear what it is that I'm missing that other people are catching that makes it such a bad movie.
I think it's number one, they never fully announce they never say if these are servants or slaves.
Hmm.
It's kind of heavily implied, especially since they're on a plantation, that these are slaves. And I think that has a lot to do with what people have problems with this. Also, the fact that all the animated characters, they all seem to be done in like black voice and they are all like the dumbest things ever. including Burr Rabbit, keeps getting himself in trouble. He gets himself out of trouble, but he's still getting himself in trouble to begin with.
Well, that's kind of what a lot of cartoons do.
I'm just telling you, these are the arguments that I heard, 'cause I watched, a few reviews of this just to kinda bone myself up on what the arguments are. The Burr Rabbit stories are actually real tales. You can actually buy a book that tells you all the same these stories and more of what Burr Rabbit was up to. And in fact, Disney was planning to do a whole series of Burr Rabbit stuff.
My assumption was this with this movie was it was after slavery had ended.
Oh, yeah, any movies after slavery has ended, it was technologically impossible for them to do otherwise.
No, I mean, no, I mean, like,
Oh.
the setting of the actual movie was after slavery had ended.
They never make that clear.
Yeah.
The way it looks like it could be happening during the time, it could maybe not be happening during the time. Fashion didn't change a heck of a lot in 100 years,
Mhm.
so it's really hard to pinpoint the exact year of the movie, but just the fact that they never make it clear and the way that the black characters are treated versus the white characters, it looks like these are just really, really half decent slave owners.
Mm.
I don't know. There's I just know that this movie, I don't know if I've ever seen it when I was a kid.
Mhm.
I don't think I did, especially since it was never released on home video in the US. Um, probably won't watch it again. I
Mhm.
don't recommend that anybody really watches it. You're not missing anything. This isn't like, "Oh, this movie got this bad reputation, but it's got a really good something or other." The best thing of it is Zippity Doo Dah, and they've already retconned that to say it's actually from a different movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I
According
agree.
to them, it was actually sang by, Jiminy Cricket or something like that. I think that's what the retcon was. Like, "This is a Jiminy Cricket song." "No, it's not. No, it's not."
Mhm.
But yeah, so, what is your thoughts? Do people watch this movie?
I don't see a reason to watch it. I do kinda wanna know why it's gotten the label it's received. I don't think it's good, but I don't think I think there's probably movies that are that, you know, depict that worse. Like, if you take something that actually has blackface in it, I think that would be worse than something like Song of the South.
Hmm.
But if this is called, like, the most racist movie ever, I'm really interested now as to why this would go above something like, say, blackface.
Yeah, I just maybe, like, the backstory is that it was never intended to be a racist movie. It was actually supposed to be, like their intention was it was supposed to help unite the races,
Mhm.
and it backfired.
Mhm. Yeah.
Magnanimous fashion, like,
Mm.
to be able to backfire this well.
I wonder if it's also maybe because it is a G-rated movie, and so it's targeted at children, and the assumption then is it's targeting the children at a young age in, I guess, the wrong direction to make a split between races. I don't know. I'm very
Yeah,
interested.
I think it's a case of tone deafness. They don't know. They
Mhm.
think they're doing a good job, but they're not, but they think they're doing it right. They're doing the right thing,
Yeah.
and so this isn't one like something like, "Oh, I think all the people who made this movie are completely racist." I think the people who made this movie are just completely stupid.
Mhm.
Like, because when you watch this movie back, like, not that the whole thing is, like, racist from top to bottom, there are moments that make you go, "Oh, yeah, we wouldn't be able to do that today."
Yeah, I agree.
There's a lot of those. So, um, I think if you're a movie sh if you're studying film and you can get your hands on a copy of this, I think you should watch it. Don't watch this with your kids.
Yeah.
Uh, if you're not a student of film, don't bother with it. This is like I'm saying, like, if you're watching this because you just wanna like, it's a historical film.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it, it's historical. Everybody heard of Song of the South. Even if it's a movie you've never seen, yet you have an opinion on, and here you go.
Yeah.
So, but that's my thought. Like, if you're not like in college taking film classes and learning about like stuff you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
You shouldn't really bother with it.
Yeah, I don't see a reason to bother with it either, and just in general.
Yeah, I mean, Zippity Doodah is available in so many other ways.
Mhm.
You know what I did see? They did a Disney sing-along video where they had Zippity Doodah, and they actually used the Uncle Remus scene, and that's what I saw as a child. So I did see part of this movie as a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
They made a sing-along version where all it is just the musical numbers.
Mhm. I didn't see any of this movie as a child, so I wasn't familiar with any of it until I got, to watch it now.
The only thing I knew about was Zippity Doodah, and I knew whatever I heard about it. But I saw the video for Zippity Doodah when I was a kid on one of these Disney sing-along tapes that I absolutely hated. I used to get so pissed off until I learned how to look for them. I would go to the video store and I'd rent the Disney movie, and all of a sudden it's just a sing-along where it's all these different songs from different movies. And I'm like, "What the fuck? I don't want this. I want an actual movie."
Mhm.
But then I learned what to look for. Okay, well, if it says sing-along on it, don't pick it up. Got it.
And I want that pie that's on screen right now.
Yes, you mean making a nice pie there.
That's looking good to me. I love pie.
Good. Uncle Remus was eyeing it,
Yeah.
or maybe he's eyeing her. I'd take her in the back.
Wow. Okay. So on that note, so yeah, anything left to say? I've got nothing else to say.
They weren't giving Academy Awards to black actors at the time, so they literally made a special award just to give this actor who's here playing Uncle Remus, to give him, an award. They made a special award just for him, and after that, I think not long after that, they started, like, letting black people win Academy Awards, which is like, uh, yeah, some stuff that takes forever to happen.
Yeah. Sure.
But yep. So, that was Song of the South. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen here as soon as I can figure out how to unshare it. Confirm stop play. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, that was an interesting selection of movies. So let's do a review of what we thought of each one. You didn't have anything to say about Funny Face. I gave that a thumbs up. Dangerous Liaisons, we both gave a thumbs up. Cruel Intentions, I gave a thumbs up. You gave a thumbs down. We both gave
Yeah.
yeah, we both gave a thumbs up to PCU, and we both gave a thumbs down to Song of the South.
Yes. So we pretty much agreed except for one of them.
Yeah, and that has to do with more like if I didn't see it when the movie came out, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it either. But because it's a more nostalgia. You don't have the nostalgia kick on Cruel Intentions like I do.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, so while we're doing this, I got videos playing on my TV, and this guy is doing a YouTube channel where he's going to different Goodwills and he's doing thrifting,
Mhm.
and he keeps going into the Goodwill that I go into every single week. And I'm like, "Oh my god, it's Torrington."
Oh.
And I'm like, "Is it Torrington? Is it?" And I'm looking at all the evidence. I'm like, "Yes, that is definitely the Torrington store." So I'm like checking to see now if he went and picked up any movies that like, there's a copy of Sabrina on videotape. If he's
How many you get PCU for $1?
yeah, I get PCU for $1. That's what he's looking to do. He's looking to like he would have bought it and then turned around and sold it on eBay. I took it and I threw it into my collection. But so do we want to talk about what we're going to be talking about next week, or is there anything else we want to talk about?
Next week is going to be the best $2 I ever spent. So it's going to be things that we got for cheap. Didn't have to be $2, but we got for cheap. That turned out to be really great buys, really awesome stuff.
Mm.
So other than that, I have nothing at this point.
This guy's just going around. He's like finding all this stuff, and it's like apparently it's all worth something.
Hmm.
Oh, maybe I should have bought that School of Rock I saw today. I literally went to the same store that he's covering because he went there like a year ago. But
So School of Rock was still there?
no, I've actually gotten a copy of School of Rock already, and then I saw another copy, which is why I didn't pick it up. It's the School of Rock 30th anniversary edition, and it's like it's the best of. It's just the songs. It's just a collection of all the songs from School of Rock. So like getting a bill on Capitol Hill and all those,
So it's like instead of giving you the show for the 30th anniversary, we're just gonna take the show away and just give you the songs. We're
Well,
gonna
that's
keep
what everybody cared about anyways. That wasn't that the thing with I mean, I think me and you might have been a little too young for School of Rock, but that was, like, the thing it was known for. It had, like, these really awesome songs. Like, it was this kid show that was written by, like I think it was written by musical people, honestly. I don't really know the details of it, but I know it was, like, it was a at the time, really good at the time. Now it's like you could find all the same stuff on YouTube.
yeah, exactly. I'm sure you can find the full episodes on YouTube.
I'm sure. Probably off of a videotape. Like, if the quality is bad enough, they don't take it down on you because 'cause they'll be like, "Well, people are gonna watch this and they're gonna be looking for our DVDs. They're not gonna wanna watch this crap." It's
Yeah.
like when you find movies online. You could go on any website that hosts videos, and I mean any website that hosts videos. You could use your imagination on what kind of website I'm talking there. If you put in full movie,
Mhm.
you will find Hollywood movies on Pornhub. I'm supposed to say the site I'm talking about. You go on Pornhub and look up full movies, and you can find full Hollywood movies because Pornhub security isn't policing for Hollywood films. They're policing for little girls getting naked. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking for illegal porn. They're not looking for illegal copies of movies.
But so there you go. So if you guys want to see Sonic 3,
You go to Pornhub and you watch Sonic.
little Johnny, what are you doing? Mom, I swear I'm just watching Sonic.
I'm just watching Sonic the Hedgehog, Mom. I swear. You're tricking off the hedgehogs now? No! No, that's not, I'm not even doing that.
Wow. All right. So on that note, do you have anything left to say?
I guess it means war then.